Oh, I forgot to turn off this loud AF fan. Alrighty. I forgot I need another thing of OBS. That. Alright, folks, welcome. Sorry about the delay. Sorry about that. We are hither. And, don't know where I put my glasses, but it doesn't even matter. We're late for a very important date. Aaron Clark cheered. Actually, I don't quite know if this is Aaron specifically. I think this might be the Clark sisters. I don't know which one. Because it's the 80s, but I think this is Karen. I can't tell. Here, I don't know if anyone can help me out here. I got that old man stare going on. Hey, Jadar. Jadar. Jadar? If that's wrong, please correct me. This one. 16 by 9. Given that these are patron funded, we're not going to do the thing that we used to do where we pause every gajillion seconds. Oops, is this the right one? There we go. So this is the only this one, right? Yeah. Good. Okay. So I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna try using shorts to offset the fact that things are demonetized and sometimes even taken down, or when they are not like short of like 7-second intervals. Even with my ADHDness, it becomes a little much as someone who's like watching and post-production, all that stuff. So what I'm doing, because these are Patreon videos, is I've extended these to 15 seconds each. The idea being that this will not get taken down from YouTube. When reading YouTube's TOS on live streaming, they used voice teachers doing an analysis specifically for educational purposes as being not a violation of the live stream terms of service. However, it is in using different clips, like I have to be very careful because they'll just shut down the stream. They won't have like a manual review. So I can get a strike there. So today, what we're going to do is we're doing these clips for 15 seconds. I've prepared some stuff in advance. We're probably actually only going to go through one. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of the editing and commentary live. And I really want these to be high quality. And then what I will eventually be doing is I will be making these into shorts simultaneously, and then I will be editing them. And in doing all this, I hope to offset the cost, increase the quality, keep the videos up, while not being so frantic as they have been. Because at least with this length of a clip, we'll get something that's a little bit more I don't know, it's just going to be less frantic, and we'll get more out of it. That's the hope. That's the idea. So. Anyway, oh my god. My apologies. I was almost going to slam a 7 cup of coffee for this, but we're here. Let's do this. If the stream gets taken down in chat, please let me know. That's what we're at risk of today. So.
The sky shall unfold.
That sustained note is wonderful. Give me 1 second. The 16 or the 9x16 is not hotkey. Play buffer. Start streaming. Start recording. Okay. The new workflow. So, moment here. Oh. Looks like I didn't get cut off, right? Looks like I'm still live. Sweet. Looks like we're in the clear. All right.
The sky shall unfold.
Usually when we have a higher larynx to get that kind of lighter tone, we struggle sometimes to get that luscious sound. And she's able to get that luscious sound because she's doing a couple things. She's on an O vowel, which helps, and then she's also tilting her larynx.
The sky shall unfold.
She is also getting almost like a breathy kind of very, very light vocal closure. Now, this seems like a small thing. For the most part, it is. However, there's something that's going to be happening here, and it's going to be happening through the rest of the piece here. And I won't spend too much time on it here because it's going to come up again. I want you to pay attention to this bright vowel to dark vowel, this constant contrast within phrases.
Preparing his entrance.
Ooh.
And they tell me the stars.
So I had the note there that this is a nasal continuant. NGNM, right? The sound is going through the nose on purpose. That's because it has to, right? The mouth is closed. It has to go somewhere. Take a listen to how she's changing the sound during the nasal continuance. Preparing his entrance. That she decides that she wants to bring that back. Really interesting choice of the word. Because I'm becoming such a stickler for the depth of this stuff to justify my existence. I actually want to look. What is the name of this tune? Go to Patreon and find this. I want to see what the lyrics are. By the way, if you're on Patreon and you're going through Apple, please don't go through Apple. Because they're now taking they're now taking a ridiculous amount of money. They're taking the Apple's applying its payment policy to Patreon, so that means Apple gets 30%. Which is disgusting to me, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so this is kind of. Give me 1 second. Bring this up. Man, Preston brings like, so many good options here. Is this not? This might be. This might actually be Melvin Crispell. I really want to get the name of this artist correct because I don't think this is Karen Clark. No, it's not. Vickie Winans. This is Vickie Winans. Okay. I knew it. This was, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Do you all mind if we stick with this? I do have the Karen Clark one prepared. But do you mind if we stick with this one? If y'all came for the Karen Clark, we'll do Karen Clark right away. That's not a problem with me, because that's what the stream says it would be. I made a mistake in my naming conventions, for which I apologize. Let me put a... You should play Vicky? Okay. Because I, like, what I've seen from this is phenomenal. And I'm so excited to talk about this one. So I would love to. So I'll put a poll up, because we can do that. I'm pretty sure y'all are okay with it, but just in case, just out of respect for people who clicked, I'm just going to put a poll up. And we'll stick with Vicky, and I'll... because, like, this woman is a force. I promise you, if you don't know who this woman is, I didn't either until the patron request. I promise you that this woman is a legend. I promise you that she's amazing. You're about to get your mind freaking blown. She's her approach is currently... I need to listen to more of her and Karen to before I start talking out my butt about, like, the differences in artistic direction between the two of them as artists. But yeah, oops. There are differences, to be sure. But before I would, like, commit a statement on any of that. Well, even if it's 50-50, I'm gonna go to Karen, because that's what it is. Let's keep going with Vicky until the poll finishes.
Tell me the stars. Shall applaud he with thunders of fire.
Yeah, buddy. This is the simple power of contrasting your vowels. I prepared an image for this. I was really trying. I've been trying to, for a very long time, express both scientifically, like acoustically, technically, and artistically, the importance of vowels when deciding vowels on your phrasing. Because there's a lot of permutations, right? I want to bring up an example for my own purposes. I want to bring up "À lève-toi soleil." "À lève-toi soleil." Okay. Sorry, still getting used to... Okay, currently most votes are to stay on Vicky. So we'll stay on Vicky, and we'll... I'm not going to say we're going to do this fast, because Vicky deserves attention. This is a patron request. It's going to be beautiful. I so promise you, this woman is a legend. If you don't know who Vicky is, it's incredible. This is an incredible performance. Where's ChatGPT? Yeah, I had ChatGPT generate an image for this. I put it. I'm not an artist, so I've been using ChatGPT to try and get some images of like different people singing with their mouth and like and getting this like pixel art that I'm trying to do more of. The colors that you get from using different vowel shapes is so important. It's an essential part of singing. When I choose a vowel, I can't just say, oh, I want this sound on this note. I have to give the phrase context. So if I do this, let me get the note. There we go. Les étoiles, voilà. All right. Lève-toi, soleil. So vowels are so important. In fact, there's a concept in opera called covering. It is an essential part of the aesthetic. Very, very, in particular, it's very important for tenors. However, if I just decide that, oh, this vowel is this way on this note, I lose any artistic decision-making. This phrase of the one I'm about to sing, Ah, lève-toi, soleil. Soleil in French, sun. You would imagine that the sun would be bright. Okay? Now, the problem is that it's on an F note. And I'm trying to get into this because it matters, okay? This is how thoughtful you have to be as a singer. In opera, on an F, the second that F gets too bright, it's strident. This is the opening of the song. Not only that, it starts on a brighter vowel, ah. The apex of the phrase, soleil, not only do we have the sun, it's the high note. It's got to be bigger than the ah. So do I make the ah darker so that soleil pops? There's a whole different array of choices that I can have. Ah, lève-toi, soleil. To me, that doesn't. That screams stock. Ah, lève-toi, soleil. By making that vowel in the beginning darker, and then going up and making that brighter, but not too bright, and then really stretching out that diphthong, soleil, two vowels. By doing that, I say something. I'm giving an arc to the. And this poll is covering Vicky. Everyone's saying Stan Vicky, Stan Vicky. And then let me get to vowel masters. Rochelle Farrell is the goddess of vowels. I cannot believe what she gets done with them. Absolutely insane. There's a bit of passive resonance. It's because of the vowel selection, Tink, that she is doing that. It's actually insane. So it's insane. Vicky is unbelievable with this. This is so brilliant. Vicky takes this concept to an unbelievable extreme.
Shall applaud he with thunders of fire.
For whatever reason, it's like in mono. I think it's just the video itself. But alas. Wow, the stream is really behind. Holy crud. Was the stream that behind, or was it just... No, I'm just that behind on the stream. Got it. Okay. I'm not going to record it again, but I'm going to play it.
Shall applaud he with thunders of fire.
She's just making up vowels. She's a rebel. She doesn't care. No, she does care. She just cares too much. But then she continues this idea.
And the sweet light is it's gonna enhance the...
It's not enough that we have these big, bright vowels, these big epic high notes. Not enough. Not for Vicky. Because if she stays there on that insanely bright vowel for that high note, and she goes off it and continues in that direction, it's too much. There's no contrast, there's no decision-making, there's no artistic choice. So she backs off of it. But how does she back off it? How does she change that? She raises her larynx.
And the sweet light is on.
And that is difficult. She has to work a little bit harder to stay on pitch. She's on pitch. She's not basic. She knows how to stay on pitch. But listen to, there's a bit of tension. Because straight tone and raising your larynx and doing all that stuff is not always super efficient, which is okay. Remember, singing is an art. Right? Where we're making music here, okay? Not absolutely every single decision you make when you sing has to be done with optimal ergonomics in mind, okay? So she's doing something on purpose that's not efficient for the sake of artistic expression. Wild, I know. That decrescendo is not subtle because she wants to get that larynx up very fast, to get to this point of contrast very fast.
And the sweet light is ours.
You even see the mouth shape. Continue with the à lever toi. Soleil, fais parler les étoiles, fais à lever toi. Oops. Fais parler les étoiles. How does this go again? Fais parler les étoiles. Sun and stars. Right? Fais parler les étoiles. Soleil lyrics. I hope you don't mind. I am auditioning with these pieces next year, and I want to spend some of my time. This is indulgent, admittedly. But I want to learn from these amazing artists, and I want to apply this stuff. So yeah, make the stars fade away. Right? Beautiful. Beautiful wordplay. Fais parler les étoiles. So in that Gounod example, if I do the Enlève-toi soleil, the next line goes away from the sun and into the word stars. So if I want to take a chapter out of Vicky's playbook here, Fais parler les étoiles, I can raise my larynx. But now I can raise my larynx and change the vowel. Fais parler les étoiles, and keep it bright, making it twinkle. Now I want to freaking... Soleil, fais parler les étoiles. Is that right? Enlève-toi soleil. Yep. Fais parler les étoiles. It's really important to note that as these vowels change, as you do all this larynx stuff, your placement has to adjust. Your placement has to adjust. You can't sing the same way doing these different techniques. You have to adjust. There's a dynamicness that is required. Try this out. Sing on a V and find the path of least resistance as you do so. The second you start changing stuff, all of that, you gotta make adjustments. You can't just sing the same way all the time, always. You gotta make adjustments. That is called technique, and she just does it so mesmerizingly well. Everything you need. I will after the Karen Clark. We got to get the Karen Clark today. I didn't do as much of an analysis on. Right, so she uses that higher larynx to get away from that mesmerizing, gigantic belt and give us a little bit of gentil. I don't even think that's how you say gentle in French. I'm not going to lie. I think I just made that up. She's just straight up operatic. She's going with that darker vowel, that tilted larynx, that lowered larynx, and getting tonal contrast. But in the beginning of the phrase, she's also got a lowered larynx, but it's not very loud. She's not fortissimo. And I love at the end, she's just like, just lifts it up. She's brilliant. And it just gets better. This is something that is very naughty. This is naughty. Okay? Usually I ask people to not do this, to stay away from it. But again, she's an artist. She's good. Very good. So she's adopting something that's not very efficient to make an artistic statement. She is going to an even more extreme. She's darkened the vowel. She's lowered the larynx. Now she's actually lowering her tongue back to swallow the sound on purpose. Listen to that again. And it's not ridiculous. She's not going, whoa, thin-faced face. If I brighten the vowel, if I raise the larynx and all that, fine, right? But she's been there. She's done that. She wants it to be interesting. So, thin-faced face. She doesn't go Eddie Vedder, though. None of that. Okay, this ain't the 90s. Do you see this woman wearing plaid? What an amazing decision. Face to face. She's going face to face, and now she's on the word behold. Face, face, behold, right? Soars on that note. And it's so effective because of where she came from. Called being an artist. for whatever reason, the mono is messing with. I can't undo mono, because then like your mix is just gonna be meh. So I don't know what to do about that. But it's messing with my pausing and unpausing script. Let me adjust that real fast. Sorry, y'all. My goodness. My apologies. Yeah, it's messing with my scripts. Let me get the chat. You could also be singing on 1/4 of the on quarter tones, which at the time sounds off, but it's on key. No, not in this case. These are not quarter tones. But I find that you don't want to do quarter tones with Western audiences. Ideally, it's just not within their musical vocabulary, and ultimately you are performing for that audience. That's my opinion. Feeling better because Mom brought me blueberry pollinated raw honey. You're basically drank. That sounds really good, Twink. I think. So let's get to. Let's use Estel for the spectrogram. Bring up Estel. I really wish I had my glasses, but then if I have my glasses, my if I put my glasses on, my the light reflects off of the glasses, and it's not good, and I can't get an even lighting of the face. Haze. Haze. Can I turn the sensitivity here? Haze. Oops. Gonna need the other one. There we go. Hey. There we go. This next thing she does is super, super, super ultra interesting, in my opinion. Right now we're looking at a spectrogram, okay? If I sing, hey, so everything is kind of just a solid line, right? Watch what happens when I do. See how there's a lot of like white noise here? A lot of static. It's a little easier to see on the Estel spectrogram. That quality is air. It's air seeping through. Now we have an entire set of consonants that we call fricative consonants. The f, the v, the z, the zh. All of those produce that quality of sound. However, we can lighten our voice and have vocal adduction be so gentil. I'm being that teacher, that voice teacher who just like will take a simple thing like gentle, say it in a foreign language and be like, look at how sophisticated I am, please pay me money because I teach bel canto. Because I can't just say good singing, I gotta say it in Italian so I can upcharge you. I'm calling you out, hacks, all right? Not that's not like a specific singer. I'm just calling out the BS in the industry. Calling it out. But this is important. Check out how she uses this. This is brilliant.
Face to face in all of his glory.
Right? Glory. She repeats the word face to face. Anytime you have a repetition of a lyric, you got to do something in contrast. Otherwise, you're just repeating. See if I can find an analogous situation here. Qui dans son voile brille en firmament. Yeah, I like that one. What's that? Qui dans l'azur son voile brille en firmament. Yeah. You know, pretty good. Pretty good. And again, this is more than just a gospel thing. This is just good singing. This is a good idea. If I take something that's an opera, one sec, y'all. Qui dans l'azur son voile. I got my pitch here. Qui dans l'azur son voile brille en firmament. I can take this idea into opera here, okay? This is a phrase that the next phrase goes up into a big crescendo. Enlève-toi, enlève-toi. And it goes into this big, epic, high B flat. Pare, pare. Right? And it goes by tritone. It's big, it's epic. I need this to be a thing that's justified in order to make it sing. No pun intended. A little intent. There was intent there. But if I say, qui dans l'azur son voile brille en firmament, enlève-toi. Right, that contrast is big. That's what she's doing. That's brilliant stuff. Oh my goodness, we're more than halfway done. I'm actually making progress through this. Holy crud. Okay. We're gonna get to Karen Clark. Good. I'm not gonna be made a liar. What I love here is this is also good artistry. She's now implementing all of these ideas that she's introduced. She's introduced that these notions of the tongue going back, the fricative, all this stuff. Now she's putting it in every single phrase, right? Now that you're used to it, now that you're used to the seasoning, she's given you the appetizers. Now she's getting to the main course, and it's fitting that this is near the 2/3 mark, the golden ratio point of the song. We're hitting the climax soon. Now she's bringing in all the spice. It's money. Ooh, she just says it too. How many vowels does it take to say face? The answer is a lot. The answer is a lot. Yeah, there we go. Getting nasty there, which is fun. That's a fun play on the text of the situation. The angels, right? That massive amount of twang, not nasality. Oh, that's not. I need to put my third monitor back in, so I can observe all of this stuff. Qui dans les yeux sans voile, qui dans les yeux sans voile, brille l'enfer. I need to twang that. Brille l'enfer, maman, enlève-toi. B flat ain't coming out. Enlève-toi. Nope. Enlève-toi. Reste pur. Astre pur et charmant. Essential to them. Getting that twang on really helps. And that's what we're going to see here, right? So not only does she get that twang to get that the word painting. We're getting a bunch of that twang in. All this gentle nonsense with the bottles, fricative consonants, and the lack of vocal closure to get that breathy sound.
And they tell me that the sleeping,
I love this. Oh! I love this. This is what I'm talking about with musicianship, okay? All right? What is marcato? What is legato? What is staccato? Okay, we hear legato all the time, right? We hear it on the internet forums, on the interweb forums, right? Glissando is right? Legato is this blending from note to note. Right? Each note kind of goes into the other. Whereas a glissando is sole, right? Marcato is lève-toi sole, right? Accents. Staccato is we cut off the sustain. Lève-toi sole, right? She's using all of these different musical ideas. And it brings that, it makes that when she says hallelujah, it brings that out even. Just absolutely glorious. And now we're coming to it. We're coming to the end here. We're just going to get into this. Check this out. Okay, pop modulation. Okay, pop modulation. Let's do it. Everyone doesn't need to breathe. She's a legend. Absolute legend. That phrase is quite demanding. That's a very demanding phrase. That's a long exhale. And it goes and continues from that previous phrase. Growling on high is very, 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 very demanding. Growling, one of the ways to get vocal distortion, growling specifically, is, we talked about bringing your tongue back being not very efficient, right? want a spoonful of diamonds, right? If I bring that tongue back, what's happening? Gotta bring out the anatomy now. Actually, there's a better, I think an MRI scan would be better for this. Let me remove this from the situation. Because computer's chugging a little bit and it's affecting. Yeah, I think MRI scans better for this. Because you get to see that side view. Singing. A good shot of it. The problem with MRI footage is the resolution is so low. It's really, really hard to get any value out of it. I think what I might do with the shorts is instead of doing, I have to work on my workflow for shorts. Bring out the anatomy. Also, is my chat updating? Test. Sorry, I know it's a little today, a little all over the place. I need to get back in the habit of doing that. That's really what it is. Super regularly. But it used to be that in Blender you could save these images. Fortunately, the anatomy in Blender just like took an eternity to actually process and render. That's such a weird angle of the tongue. I'll get the epiglottis, and then I'll show the tongue being massive in the MRI. That's how I'll do it. I think I killed the epiglottis. Bring it back. Yeah, just everything. Oh, yeah. Alright. I got next second. Now. We will get to back the thyroid cartilage. So in order to get a growl, what we're doing is we're taking the epiglottis and we're actually pushing it back with the tongue. Now, this is not generally what I like to do because MRI footages are so low in resolution, but right here, you can barely see it with the mouse. This is the epiglottis. This giant thing here, this is the tongue. The tongue is massive, 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 massive muscle. It's so strong. And so what you do when you growl, I want everyone to ignore this idea that this is somehow opera. That's not true at all. what happens, and by the way, this is from Singing in the MRI. Great video. I think it's the only video on his channel. This is not opera. Don't listen to this nonsense. So what this individual is doing is they're shoving their tongue back to push the epiglottis down. And it pushes it down in the larynx. You can barely see it, but here's the epiglottis, here's the tongue. This is going to go down and back, and it's going to go against the arytenoids. And I actually learned about this from beatboxing, which is really cool. So these are the arytenoids. So the epiglottis is going to be put down, and then you're going to contract your area epiglottic muscles. So these are your area epiglottic muscles. You're going to bring the tongue down, bring the epiglottis down, contract the AS, that's twang. And then by doing that, you're going to get that rattle. This is very inefficient. This is not easy. This is not easy stuff. This is very, very not ergonomic. High notes are hard. High notes take ergonomicness. They take efficiency in an approach to singing. I have to go gentle here too, right? And now that's even harder. A quiet high note takes mastery. These are all of the ingredients that have to come together to growl on a high note. It's very hard. So, right, I have to, then I got to bring my tongue back. And I got to do that without killing the vowel. And then I got to bring that AES to contract so the arytenoid cartilage get to the epiglottis there. If I can even do it. I don't do this that much. This is going to sound awful because I'm not a gospel singer. The strength of the AS that is required to bring those arytenoid cartilages up. The mastery of the breath so that you're not pushing so much breath out so that you injure yourself, so that it becomes uncomfortable. Because not only is this not efficient, therefore cannot handle a lot of breath, the second you start contracting that AES, breath becomes the enemy. High notes already take very little air. All of these ingredients coming together make growling on a high note incredibly, 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 incredibly difficult. And yet, behold him, right? And God, if you do it like I do, you can sound, you sound like that Eddie Vedder nonsense. This isn't grunge, it's gospel. There's no plaid here. Oh my God! Oh my God! Bring it back! I feel like I'm flying and I'm sitting in my chair. This woman can sing. Unbelievable. The conviction She earned that note. That high note sounds way more epic because of everything, every decision she's made leading up to it. The whole song matters. That high note just feels so darn epic because of everything that came before it. Give it to me. Listen to the quality of that note. That note is so chonky. It's got the chubster all over it. Such a chonky high note. Okay, you know this high note's coming. You know this high note's coming. You ready for this? Get ready for this. It's gonna blow your mind. Okay, Vicky. Fuck me. Woo! On that is broken from me. My sphincter not completely closing. Carotid artery is swollen right now. Oof. Fun. Vocal nodule redness, burning sensation when I flex. Yeah, that sounds not fun. Sorry, you're going through that. That's just an incredible sing from this absolute legend of a woman. Absolute legend. Wow. Yeah, so who's upset that we did Vicky? I don't think anyone is, but now it's time to do Karen Clark finally. Just unbelievable. Now I want to. Oh, just gotta practice some of these concepts here. Qui dans l'azur son voile brille, brillant, brillant fur. Brillant, brillant, qui dans l'azur son voile brille, brillant firmament. I get a little bit more time on this one too because the dotted and the lack of accompaniment. Brillant firmament, enlève-toi, 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 pareil. What a wonderful tritone. Let me go down. Pareil, 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 astre pur et charmant, viens pareil. I need to get some water, and then we'll do Karen Clark. Get my brain settled. Woo! Yeah, so some of these concepts are wild. So the that kind of like that darker vowel here. Lève-toi, soleil. Those growls really exhaust you, man. My AS is not that strong because for so many years I presumed twang was nasality. Correct. It's not. That's not true. Mhm. Oof, let's do. Oh. Et pâlir les étoiles qui dorment sur son voile. And then it was B. Here. Brille, brille firme, here. But you need that twang to get that to project. Brille firmement. Enlève-toi, enlève-toi. Paré, 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 astre pur charmant. All right. Viens, paré, astre pur charmant. I don't think I did the same amount. No, I did not do my analysis yet. All right, this one we will have to do more of a point by point. Instead of filming this one, we're just going to write it out, and I will film it later. But we're going to listen to it, and we're gonna. This is going to be where we really talk through it. I'm not going to film it so much. You're going to hear more of my thoughts. Again, I know I'm a little all over the place today. Okay, I get that. I detect that. I feel it. But it'll get better.
I am strange. I have the even felt strange. Yes, I have. I have had a
Blend is really different.
even felt strange. Yes, I have. I have had a
The audio quality, no bueno. Not good audio quality here. And we're going to see that throughout. There's going to be some issues throughout the audio here.
Taste of sorrow, and from the past I have borrowed.
I wonder if I do the... Really, I don't want the titles.
Yes, I have.
Performances of the sisters. It's brilliant. It's such a shame the audio is not good. Relative to today's standards. It's fine for the time. I mean, this is like church audio without any digital assistance. This looks like it's early 2000s, so...
Yes, I have.
I love the blend on the A vowel. You can hear the different voices.
Yes, I have.
Listen to how many, like when, depending on where they are, right? Depending on where they are, you're in the harmony. The lower the note, darker. This is the Clark sisters cutting their teeth in performance environments where there are not a lot of good audio circumstances, where you can't dynamically EQ and stuff like that, because there's no AI EQ. You know, the engineer live is not a shot against the live engineer. There's a lot to do live. There's a lot going on. So listen to the blending of the vowel here.
Yes, I have.
Someone's on someone's on that.
I have had.
Right? You get all different kinds of vowels, because if I'm doing the spectrogram, even the 90s was good video quality for the 90s. So this is good production quality for the 90s. All of those different
Taste
vowels,
of sorrow.
all those different vowels are a way of EQing and blending without the assistance of EQing. It's really important to be able to do that. And they can do that because they're the frickin' Clark sisters. They've been doing this for a minute, right? Also good to note that this is the 90s. Thank you. I think this is brilliant.
And from the past I have borrowed. And somehow.
So you can hear also that there's some that really helps to know this is from the 90s. Thank you, Damien. Listen to their timing. The Clark sisters are top tier musicians. Top tier. I've seen them do and heard them do incredible things. You know, extended harmony, their sense of rhythm is all that good, is incredible, rather. This is going to be off, not because of them. They're struggling to come in time, because if you listen, they're actually having a hard time hearing. You can hear that the drums...
Taste of sorrow, and from the past I have borrowed. And somehow...
That...
Somehow, I always felt that there was hope for tomorrow.
So they're having to deal with all this. And this happens, by the way, to fucking everybody. It doesn't, like, you're more prone to it in the 90s. But the difference between, like, really good singers and someone like Axl Rose, this happened to Axl Rose, and he was just, like, off pitch, and it was a mess. And he was like, well, but audio, it's like, yeah, okay. Like, yeah, that happens, dude. Like, you need to be able to not hear yourself and work with the situation. And they do it really well. So you can hear some of the consonants of vowels not changing on time. But what's cool are the adjustments.
Somehow, I always felt.
Right? Somehow, like that slight hesitation in this one syllable. right? The different timing, they don't start on somehow at the same time, and then listen to how they just lock in immediately after.
And somehow I always felt that there was hope for tomorrow.
Brilliant.
Jesus.
This is another example. Listen to the run. The pitches are not like perfect. Like someone's like 1 cent off, and this is normal, right? This is live singing, right? A cent is a 100th of a pitch, okay? Right? So like it's a cent. Most people aren't even hear the difference.
Jesus.
But right to this perfect harmony. Oh. I love this. And this happens to me all the time, by the way. This is like why recordings take a long time to make for singers, and why autotune is so prevalent in the industry. Because, you know, being off by a cent is human. It's very normal. Like, you know, we're so used to everything being perfect right now to the point where it's actually kind of plastic and eerie. But this is what I love about not having that in everything, right?
Jesus.
That harmony, if it were auto-tuned, would not be that clean. It would not be that crisp. Because you actually do need to adjust. And this is what they do so well with all of their harmonies. You have to be able to adjust a tiny bit to get really that lock in on the pitch. If I do G, 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 G. Let's pick up a more consonant interval. G, G, G. You hear how it takes a little bit for me to get to that point? It's like at the end. At the very end of it, my tuning is where it needs to be. They don't need a gosh darn second to do it. They're right on that tuning.
Jesus.
So they're having a hard time hearing, right? They're having a hard time hearing each other clearly, right? There's some audio issues going on. They are not scent perfect, right? That's human. We all get there, right? That happens. But this is how amazing they are. This is how outstanding as a group they are. Not scent perfect to scent perfect. With zero hesitation, they're right on it.
Jesus.
That's amazing. That's amazing. It's incredible.
He's the pain. Jesus, Jesus, unhook the chain.
Oh, the sonorousness gives me chills. That's incredible. That is incredibly sonorous. Absolutely magnificent. I'm actually going to pop this out. So, because I don't need to look at There we go. And then I'll do this.
He's the pain.
Just take these notes, but I don't know. This is just too good. So. So today we're going to go over a performance with the Clark sisters that is just outstanding. In this performance, they're having difficulty with the audio. And you can hear that they're kind of struggling to kind of tune into one another, not because they can't do that, but because there's audio issues. There's some imperfections in the listening piece. Okay, I can swear that's what's happening. And yet they're so good that it doesn't stop them from locking in. And just in these incredibly Herculean ways. So I'm absolutely thrilled to look at this one.
I have strained, I have even felt strain. Yes, I have. I have had.
So the pitch is just slightly, it's not that they're flat, it's that they're a few cents off. A cent is a 100th of a pitch. This happens, this is human. I do it too, everyone does it, right? But you can tell where they're having a hard time is the timing getting on together. Again, not their fault. Listen to this.
Sorrow, and from the past I have borrowed, and somehow I always felt that there was hope for tomorrow.
Right? You can hear that hesitation on that one syllable, and yet they get right back on it on the next syllable. So they're finding each other, trying to, it might be that the live guy is adjusting the audio feed on the fly. They're trying to fix on the fly, happens all the time. But listen to this.
Jesus.
Oh my God. I want to listen to that again. All right. Okay. So here's the thing. When you want to be scent perfect, when you want to be 100th of a pitch right on the money, and you're going on a run, kind of just doesn't really happen that way. All right. Right. If you took every one of those notes I just sang, the majority of them are going to be a cent or two off. Okay, where it becomes like, whoa, and it's having a pop right. It's a cent. It's a 100th of a pitch. Okay. Where it becomes obvious is when you're trying to blend with other singers. Why? Because when you take away autotune, when you take away this plastic perfection that we have slapped on everything, okay, you get an opportunity to do something that you actually can't do unless you intentionally repitch yourself a cent or two here. You can't do this unless you lean into the imperfection of the human voice. A piano can't do this. Only instruments and singers who can micro adjust can do this. Listen to when I hit, I'm gonna play something here. One second. It takes me a second to get to that point where there's a sonorousness. It takes it basically to the end, right? And I'm listening, I got headphones, I got a perfect audio situation. I got foam everywhere that you can't see in the background. All right, just because I can't clean up my Instant Pot mess in the back doesn't mean that this isn't pristinely organized otherwise, okay? It takes me a second. Here they got bad audio. or audio that's at least being fixed on the fly. Here they've done a run where they're off a little bit because that's human, right? Because they're not robots. But miraculously, stupendously, the second they start having to sing that harmony, they lock into sonorousness, which means they have to micro-tune. Listen to this.
Jesus,
oh, come on.
Unhook the chain.
Oh!
And my Lord.
Oh my God, a miracle has happened in my ears. My ears have had a religious experience. That's next level. That's so freaking good.
He's the pain. Jesus, unhook the chain.
Oh, okay. And they just keep doing it. And they just keep doing it. This is what makes the Clark sisters the Clark sisters. In an interview that they had with on Terrell, they talk about how just, I think Twinkie was the one who kind of put the group together, right? That's the kind of the leader of the group, if I recall. And the amount of time they would just be like, no, we're working on harmonies today. This is not normal. This is not normal, even at the highest of levels. And then to change vowels, which can easily change your tuning, because as you adjust your vowel, you need to adjust what's going on in order to keep your placement, to keep your breath, right? And then they're glissandoing. This is not absolute pitch anymore. They're right? That's crazy. Because they're still hitting that sonorousness. That's amazing. There are levels to this.
And my Lord, He's the pain. He gave me nothing to lose.
It just keeps going. There's so many challenges to making this work. The changes in the pitches, the changes in the notes, the changes in the vowels. Doesn't stop them from being excellent.
But all to gain.
Little latency that I want to fix here. I'm wondering if this is going to crash or how long this is going to take, because I just need to, you know what? This, because there's just this quality to the video that's render this. This is just getting, it's a little too slow. And while that's going on, I want to work on some of these concepts. Lève-toi, soleil, fais pâlir les étoiles, qui dans l'azur son voile, brille, brille en firmament. Lève-toi, lève-toi. Arrête. charmant. I think I want to try for that B flat, but I kind of want to. That's an example of like being couple cent flat. Charmant. Bien paraît. Now the tricky part is doing all that stuff that Vicky was doing, and I have in these notes, but not screwing up the other elements of it. That's the thing, is like you do these things, but if you get cute, you can mess up your other stuff. The other stuff that has to stay right on. Lève-toi, soleil. Like my retraction of the false folds has to be like immaculate the entire time. The larynx has to be lower the entire time. And there's a strength to that. Lève-toi, soleil. Right? Larynx pops up a little bit. I can't do that. Soleil. Lève-toi, soleil. Fais pâlir les étoiles. Et dans l'azur son voile. Brille en fire. Oh, sharp. Brille. Brille en firmament. Lève-toi. Lève-toi. And I'm too gotta cover that. And we're just waiting for the video to buffer a little bit on Filmora, so that when we play the Clark Sisters, we don't get that weird jittery. Lève-toi. Lève-toi. I'm trying to cover. Lève-toi. Lower that. Charmant. I'm literally trying to exhaust my my muscles here. Workout. So that's why I'm not going for the B flat. You can hear it. You can hear it in my voice, right? I'm a little tired. There's muscles I'm working out here. Gotta get in shape. Nein, ist mein schönes das Lied. Nein, ist mein schönstes Lied, weil es das Lein aus der Leiche nimmt. I need to do. Dein ist mein ganzes Herz. Nine. We're almost done. 10 seconds. Vogi di flora. Da di da da. Da di da 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 da. Probably it for singing for today. Fortunately, arias are really demanding. To give these muscles a break. Otherwise, I'm just training Come on, are we done? We're done? We're done. Good. Let's do it.
I have walked in the rain like Paul. I have strayed. I have even felt trapped.
I love how she goes up. And as she goes up, we get that different kind of expression of that chord. Doo, doo, whatever it was nice.
Yes, I have. I have had a taste of sorrow.
Ooh.
And from the past, I have cried.
Oh boy. Now again, you can hear the attempts to stay in that chord, stay in tune. You can hear these attempts. And for the most part, they're successful. But what I love is how she gets up there. Check this out. She's gonna pop up there.
I have.
I have. Love the blending of the vowels there.
I have had a taste of sorrow.
You hear that? Like, hey,
from the past, I have cried.
There's not a lot of EQ on these microphones. Okay, it's the 90s, right? That was expensive to have analog EQ on everything. So they have to use vowels to blend. So much easier to blend with EQ, but they don't have that luxury. So they're using vowels. Check this out.
Somehow, I always felt that there was hope for tomorrow. Oh, Jesus, Jesus.
It's going to be hard to hear this, but I want you to listen to the vowels on Jesus. Listen to the vowels from each singer.
For tomorrow. Oh, Jesus.
G. Each singer who is progressively higher in that harmony is using technique to cut their lows, to cut the lower frequencies in their voice. G. See those lower frequencies? This is a spectrogram, okay? The higher the frequency, the higher it is on the z-axis. G. Opera singers want to keep a lot of that. And in general, most solo singers want to keep the tone very consistent throughout, okay? They have to make that adjustment. So as good as soloists as they are, when they're singing together, they have to make adjustments to blend, right? G, E, a blip of a high. E, E. I want those higher frequencies the higher I am. I want less lower frequencies the lower I am. I don't have the ability for someone to come in digitally and slice those frequencies out. I got to do it myself. And they do it miraculously. Listen to it again.
But somehow I always felt that there was hope for tomorrow.
Right here, right here.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh!
Jesus.
There are levels to this, folks. This is level 99. Welcome to max level.
Unhook the chain.
Oh, okay. Now we're on a different vowel chain. Listen to that gloriousness.
He's the pain.
Oh. Okay. You ready for this? You ready for this? Because this is hard mode. This is hard mode. Okay? So now not only do we have the glissandi. Now not only do we have these glissandas, the slides, right? Right? We're on different words. We're on different notes. We're on different vowels. We're sent perfect in the blending. And we're adjusting dynamically the vowels throughout every single part of our range to hit these glorious, glorious harmonies that just cannot happen without this level of mastery. It's just different. It's different. You can't sing, like, this is why as a group, you know, people want to say, this solo artist is better than this solo artist, blah, 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 blah. But the Clark sisters as a group, oh my goodness, you just don't, you don't see this. This doesn't happen.
Hey, 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 Jesus, unhook the chain.
Yes. Yes.
And my Lord.
Ooh, and then someone's just running up on the top there. On top of the buildings. Making it happen, making miracles happen. Just incredible.
He's the pain. He gave me nothing to lose.
Yes. Come on. What's incredible to me about all this stuff, okay? All right? What I love about all of it. They're incredible soloists as well. To get people who do both, that's not common.
Game, unhook the chain. Yes, he did. He took the pain. He gave me nothing to lose.
Yeah, come on. That needs, you can't do that. What just happened. You need excellent soloists. This is the difference between a choir and a group. Okay, and this is why American groups tend to be the best, because when they come from gospel, they can be soloists and they can do this. Yeah. Come on. You can't do that if you're one-dimensional, if you're basic. Can I sing opera? Kinda. I'm okay at it. I'm not the greatest soloist, but can I do this in a group? No. Not like this. No, no, no. No, no.
Nothing to lose. To gain. Oh, nothing, nothing.
Adding that twang in and out and that nasality on purpose. Nothing to lose. Oh. Getting all those different colors, and that takes a soloist. That takes someone who's a mastery of the tone quality.
Nothing to lose.
And then right into the blending. Right in the blending when they come in the group. That's next level. Yeah, flute quality. Nothing to lose. Nothing. It's almost sterile. And that's challenging up there. But she can do it because she's an artist. I say she. Who am I talking about? Come on, Karen. Now, but of course, they can all do that. Right? You're going to tell me Dorinda can't do that? Absolutely, she can do that. She's a legend. Women are legendary. And it's for the purpose. It's for the message. Not ego. That's why they're artists.
Oh, he gave me nothing. nothing to lose, nothing to lose, nothing, nothing. Gave me nothing to lose, nothing, 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 nothing to lose, nothing, nothing.
Oh, you know that riffing is going to continue, and that they're just gonna call and response and do all this crazy rhythm stuff, and it's going to be done as a group, and the blending is going to be there. And now there's a rhythmic complexity that we're going to introduce, a rhythmic complexity.
Nothing, 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 nothing.
I want you to notice that's not all on the downbeat, right? That's not on the downbeat. No, no, nothing. It's all syncopated. It's all interesting. It's spicy. And they're riffing. They're just making it up. The harmony is great. The melody is great. The tone quality is great. Nothing is great. I mean, just come on. Now listen. It's getting there. It's getting to a point where this is legendary performance status. And now they're right on money. Every syllable. Every single one. You know how many people tilt when they start off with audio problems? You know how many people tilt? Axl Rose went on a giant rant because that guy's basic. Okay? Giant rant, making excuses. What do? They just come back at it doing this. And it takes the repetition of the word could get so boring so fast, but not when you mean it, not when you actually are saying it.
Nothing, nothing, yeah. Nothing, nothing, yeah. Nothing, nothing, yeah.
Wow. You put the technique aside. You put the musicianship aside. You take the just the technicality, all that aside. What are they saying? They're saying it. They're preaching it. And this is something that when I was singing a lot of blues, this taught me, and it gave me an advantage over other singers.
Nothing, nothing, yeah. Nothing, nothing, yeah.
Getting crescendo, getting emphasis.
Nothing, nothing, yeah. Hey.
That is something that I think if you listen to gospel, if you listen to blues, if you listen to any genre where there's a lot of repetition of the same word, you could very quickly lack an appreciation for the importance of giving that same word different meaning or different emphasis.
Yeah, nothing, nothing, yeah. Nothing, nothing, yeah. Nothing, nothing, yeah.
Keeps it fresh. It's the artistic version of the grocery bag that we all try to like get the produce in, that green one that's recyclable that you can't open, and then you used to lick it, but then COVID happened. It's that.
Nothing, yeah. Nothing, yeah. Nothing.
Now there's improv.
Yeah.
I mean, this could go on for a long time, and we'd all be okay with it. How special is that? That's not common.
Nothing, yeah.
Hold on.
Nothing,
Oh, no, they're adding different notes. Okay.
Nothing. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
come on.
Nothing.
Just miraculous. This is why I got to figure out a way to do it on Twitch. Oh, all the pausing is killing me. This is so hype. It's killing me. I think I just got to do these on Twitch and just call it and just be like, listen, we're going to do this on Twitch because I won't get slapped for it. All the pauses that we're doing here is just because I don't want to get my account my channel nuked. That's it. That's all we're doing this for.
Nothing, nothing, nothing.
The extra pitches are getting involved. Now we're adding a rhythm. These extra pitches are getting involved. The rhythms are getting involved. That these changes are happening faster and faster. We're hitting a zenith. This is a crescendo. The runs are being harmonized, ladies and gentlemen. It's not enough to be a whoo, whoo. Well, that was a much of a run that I just did. But the point is that they're doing that now. They're harmonizing with it. What? What?
No. Nothing.
Ooh, now they bring it back. They bring it back. I hear you.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh, breathiness in there.
Yeah.
That drummer locking it down. Bless that drummer. Holy. Keep going into this. Let's keep going into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That call and response now. I find out if the stream is still up. Because the lack of pausing puts me at risk. Alright, good. Stream is still up. Nice. Let's keep going. Now we get that call and response. Now it's keeps changing. Keeps getting fresh. Oh. Oh, the response got a lot of twang to it. So it went, yeah. Right, that was the rhythmic motif, right? Yeah. Right, and we changed, that wasn't what the rhythmic motif was, we changed it, right? And then the response, the call, the response, a lot of twang.
Nothing.
The contrast between the word nothing and the word yeah. Right, we got nothing, this negation, then we get this yeah, this affirmation. Very interesting wordplay. There's a lot to do. You can do a lot with that. And they are.
Nothing.
So hard to do growls up top. Also want to point out the changing the vowel. Let's get some anatomy. Let's talk anatomy real quick because I want you to appreciate just how hard a growl is. Okay, especially as you go up. What we're looking at here is some MRI footage. Okay, what we're looking at here, this massive, you can see my mouse, this massive piece of muscle here, this is the tongue. Big, chonky, like little guy, right? So this is the bottom of that jaw, dug out right here. Tongue goes all the way over here, okay? This, you can barely see it in the MRI footage. Again, really, really low quality here. That's not opera, that's pretend opera. We're not going to talk about the opera today. So this right here fades out like crazy. This is the epiglottis. Let's get a good picture of it in another perspective. This is the epiglottis, okay? When we do a growl, the epiglottis got to go down. We use the tongue to put the epiglottis down. Why do we do that? Because we want the epiglottis to hit the arytenoids. We want them to be together there. Because what's going to happen, what a growl is actually the arytenoids against the epiglottis. The reason why some people think that growling can hurt you is because they think it's a vocal fry. It's not. A vocal fry, that's when your folds go and they flap together. They do that, okay? When we sing, they kind of like they wave back and forth. When we fry, they kind of hit together. Slapping together consistently, that abrasive contact can cause some vocal fatigue. When you go up, though, when you go up, your folds become thin. And so this contact with this very small, delicate piece of vocal fold now, that would cause a vocal hemorrhage. That would be bad, right? They're thin, they're tiny, and they go boom, and that contact like that can cause a vocal hemorrhage. But we're not grinding the folds together. We're grinding the arytenoids. We need to get the folds out of the picture. And that's very, very challenging during a growl because of the second element that is involved in a growl. These are the aryepiglottic muscles. These have to contract. Why do they have to contract? Because they got to bring the arytenoid cartilage up to the epiglottis. That's easier when you're down low. But why is it easier when you're down low? Well, there's a reason. The AES, their aryepiglottic muscles, they despise air. They hate it. They can't do it. They don't want it. But when you're in your lows, that's fine because you want chunkier vocal folds. That exhale, the more exhale you have, the more your folds come together. It's called the Bernoulli effect, okay? So I'm not going to get into that one because I'm already throwing a lot at you. But you exhale more air, you get more vocal mass, more vocal connection, right? Well, when you go up and you're contracting the AES, you want less vocal mass, right? So you want higher notes. You got to use less air. Now you're contracting the AES. Now you bring your tongue back, which is bring your larynx down, which is also inefficient for high notes. Right? So this is inefficient. Does that mean it's bad for you? No, it just means it's harder. Right? If a high C is hard, then doing a high G down below that fourth down below that C with all this extra baggage and extra difficulty, wow, that's a much more difficult note maybe than even a high C, right? The second you go up and up and up and up, I just can't do it anymore. But here's the difference. I'm not a Clark sister. I don't know if you noticed. I lack a little bit of the melanin prerequisite. Oh, okay. Nice. The n. The way that they n, all right? That nasal continuant to doing that open vowel, that gives a percussive element. That percussive element gives us emphasis and a little punch and attack on each note. Really smart. The musical emphasis. Okay.
Nothing. Keep your nothing going a little while.
And to bring it back, I joke about the melanin prerequisite. The reason I bring it up is because these are ridiculously hard things to do, And you need this early exposure into the genre to achieve this sort of level of excellence for these difficult tasks. Do it, yes. The reason they can just improvise and do all this stuff on the fly is there's this prodigious, like, you know, a friend of mine started piano when he was 3 years old. Okay, he's pretty freaking good because not only did he do it, he wanted to do it. So he pushed himself, and he's been doing it, practice 3 hours a day. Right? That's the level of prodigious. Early start, lots of time invested, and passion and love for it. Incredible. To be able to do all of this with that rough start, which is not their fault. Then to be able to riff and invent and do all this stuff. Just excellent.
Thank you.
No, no, no. Wow, that was a long one. Long video on my part, not on the. That I could have listened to that for like a lot longer. Just unbelievable singing and musical, and it had a groove to it. Today we're gonna go over a performance with the Clark. 30 minutes. My goodness. Whew. Whew. Alrighty. Well, there's the Clark sister one. Wow. I'm gonna change the thumbnail a little bit because I want to practice. And I want to bring some of these elements in here. I'll just change the title of the stream. Okay. Absolutely excellent singing from them. There's just so much to take away. Like if I go back to the Guinan, what we have here is all these different articulations that they used for the rhythmic emphasis. On the 17th, the beatbox video. Oh yeah. I might. Probably is the answer. Yeah, because I said I would do the beatboxing one. I think today. I think I said I did it, and but what I've decided is I'm doing. Here, I'll play a little video here. I've been working on. You know. I've been taking lessons. So here's what I've been working on.
It's my day off. I never drink caffeine on my. It's my day off. I never drink caffeine on my day off. So we're gonna make some shit without any caffeine.
Alright, so what I've basically done here is I went with over this with Vopota, and we just a little drum beat on drum pad, cellos and the brass, and some taiko drums. He had me fill out the hi-hats first, and then was like, just do like simple hi-hats, fill out the rest from there, and then he had me take away the hi-hats, and it was actually a really interesting process, so cool. Next, what I did here is I did a bunch of takes of bit snare, and I did the inward kick, and some simple snort bass, then my favorite, vibration bass. Right, so, and that is what follows. That follows the introduction.
You need more, like, you don't need help doing a time signature thing in beatboxing. You need help deciding how to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
because I could do it in, you know, Bernstein's Mass, like, but I can't do it with beatboxing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like picking the sounds that are gonna do that. So we'll be playing with like probably some cool drum fills and like arpeggiator stuff. That's gonna be sick. We'll probably do the throw bass, voice, head voice, arpeggiator, and in the off time thing. Because I think that would be a cool way to like fill into this drop. The snort bass kick.
Yeah.
We'll call that snort bass kick.
So the idea behind it, Tink, was to get to do a lot of preparation and get really specific about each person or each performance. Like I was gonna do Beyonce and Mariah next in terms of how they were influenced by Patron, and talk about those runs. And then so the concept being have a thought piece, put together like some like a writing, a rough outline, then have a bunch of videos to react to for kind of research, make react videos out of that research, and then have this thought piece, and to alternate between beatboxing and singing. The problem is having a thought piece on beatboxing is much more difficult because I'm not as good. So instead of doing a thought piece where I dictate my thoughts, I wanted to do more of a learning thing, where I'm learning from people for beatboxing, because I think that's more honest about where I'm at with my skill level on beatboxing, because my commentary would then be kind of like fictitious and made up, and I would use generic terms, and I would be like a lot of other voice teacher react channels. Shots fired. I don't care anymore. But like there's levels to this, right? And I mean, I'm trying to do that even with singing too, where I'm like, oh my god, that's such a good idea. Let me do that and take it and apply it, right? But the problem with being that organized and alternating that deliberately is like, you know, my life is just currently not that certain. Is what it is. Like in a month, I go back to court. I'm not going to get into it. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. I'm okay. It's all right. Okay. For those who might not know, I'm going through a divorce. We're not going to talk about it. Okay. But you know, life changes are going to come down the pike. I can't offer these guaranteed things that I want to. I can't have these schedules that I want to have because there's just too much up in the air. So I'm going to do it while I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on video edits, and I'm going to work on my specificity. I'm going to work on bringing you guys better live content, better short form content, better videos, and just kind of keep it a little bit more general and not so structured, because the structure can change in my life so quickly at the drop of a hat. So while I have some semblance of structure, I got a new gig, a new 1099 gig for coding stuff. Pays pretty darn well for me, by my standards. I live out of one room with an Instant Pot, like hello, you know, but it's a good thing. And so I'm going to invest a little bit more time and money because I don't need the videos to pay out as well. So, you know, a lot of stuff, just investing into my abilities and qualities, the quality of the content. I mean, I feel I need to explain it because I said that's what I was doing. Then you asked the question, so I'm just explaining it. It's not like necessarily an apology, just an explanation. because, like, you know, you guys make so much possible. I would have given up. I would have given up on singing. Given up on singing if it weren't for the channel, right? I wouldn't have continued to do this. So I do feel answerable to y'all, not in a bad way. It's a good thing. But you know, those are just my thoughts. I think a lot. I think a lot about thinking. So that's why the content is the way it is, right? The level of thought that goes into everything is so much to where I actually have a hard time committing so many different ideas. Anyway, but yeah. So that's where I'm at with that. And we might go into actually applying some of what Karen Clark and the Twinkie and a lot of the other Flex Sisters did in that particular that beatbox piece. But I want to exhaust my voice first a little bit. Actually, it is kind of exhausted in a good way. Lève-toi, soleil, soleil, fais pâlir les étoiles qui dans l'azur s'envolent, brille en firmament. Allez. Oh, God, keeping the folds retracted. Enlève-toi, enlève-toi. That retraction, that strength is something I just haven't developed comparably to a lot of other things. I picked that up because of beatboxing. The techniques where it's like a wow, now I'm tired, it's hard to do. There's a strength involved in retraction. And here when I don't have that strength because I'm tired, either from talking or whatever, or from singing, you know. So this stuff has made me a better singer, this YouTube channel as well. Turns out just using your voice, even if it's not in specific context, just using your voice and being mindful about your delivery, putting in that effort. Effort pays off, folks. Just constantly trying to make things better and not obsessing has made me better. But this ain't happening today. Any more than it already. So we're gonna work on a downer beat. And we're gonna work on some syllabants. That's a spit snare. Now they did the na 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 na. Right? And I wanted to do something with the beginning with arpeggios. Right, so I was gonna do dum 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 dum. Let me get the pitches here. Let me investigate here what I would want to do. Good word. Until you need vocal rest and all you do in life is talk, like most people wish I would shut up and don't on purpose. First when I sing and talk. Yeah, I mean, if you can monetize it, I'm the same way. I never shut up. I want to get some ninth chords in here. It's so percussive and kind of aggressive. So hard with a pad because I don't have, you know. That'd be minor inverted, and then bum dum dum bum dum 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 bum 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 dum 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 bum 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 bum, something like that. So we got the ninth. Talk so much I know myself. Yeah, just like that's why I think you should do the to do stuff online. Just put it out there. The problem is like you can't listen to people tell you to shut up because it's like That's not working. Um. Did it just like not setting not to? Come on, why were you working before? Now you're not working anymore. Ableton's being acting a fool. Yeah, fixed chest. And like the only song I ever made on the piano, minor. Yeah. Yeah, so that's an arpeggio. So that's called, where the chord's broken up. It's a minor 9. I want to find a way to put a 7th in there. Bum, 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 bum. It's not working. Computers are fun and useful. I'm gonna get rid of the. I think it's too much. Oh, did I remove all the OTT? Bum bum bum. Vicky for record. No. What's going on with Ableton? Oh, it's because there's no input device. Because I don't know what's going on with this. I have to record myself playing. I don't know this piano. Yeah, go for it. Send that over to me. Dum dum dum. Record. Okay. Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Bum dum dum bum dum dum. Bum dum dum bum dum dum. Bum dum dum bum dum. Bum dum dum bum dum bum. Bum 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 bum. Let's do this. That we have. Oh, too tired to that for whatever reason. But We can convert this. Oh. All that. Bring that over yonder. I don't know enough theory. I can't continue it. You don't know where to go next. Yeah, send it on over, and we'll talk about it. Oh, so this is just not playing. This is just doesn't have playback. Odd. How are we doing now? Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. No? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let that happen. All right, so for whatever reason, this is deciding that it doesn't want to work. So let's try it again. Try opening and closing again. If not, I think it'll be time to kill the live and then work on the videos. Which I might do. Yeah, for whatever reason. I think I would probably just need to restart. Nope. There we go. Are you gonna play though? No? Okay. That's just gonna, it's gonna do this. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's up. All right. Well, Ableton doesn't want to work. That's fine. My brain is fried anyway. That's it for the stream. Thank you for coming on down. Appreciate that. Patron stuff will be up shortly. I'm going to work on some of the things and make the best videos I can, and then release all of those Johns, and then get started on the next one. All right, peace.